Let's talk about keeping children safe in football. As football continues to adapt and adjust to COVID-19, it's important keeping children safe and looking out for their physical and mental well-being remains a core part of our game. Constantly, children of all ages tell us they play football to have fun and be with friends. Thankfully, the vast majority of children's experience in football is positive, but sadly for some, this isn't the case. Sometimes, adults aren't aware that their behaviour towards children, shouting negatively, constantly criticising or putting undue pressure on them, harms children's confidence and affects how they feel about themselves and the game. It's a sad reality that some people in society want to harm or abuse children. Whilst we do all that we can to prevent this from happening, football and sport are not immune to this behaviour. This is why working together, adults in football must continue to be vigilant to make clubs places where unacceptable behaviours are challenged and children are supported to thrive. The FA sets the standard for safeguarding across the grassroots game, providing policies, regulations and training to support grassroots clubs and leagues to make the game safe. Working in partnership with 50 county FAs, they provide guidance and support and enforce regulations if things go wrong. From parents, carers, coaches, club administrators, volunteers, referees and welfare officers, every adult in football has a responsibility to understand and uphold safeguards. We must all know how to recognise behaviour that puts children at risk and know who to tell to make sure the right action is taken to keep them safe. Raising awareness is critical. Since the year 2000, the FA has trained hundreds of thousands of volunteers to understand safer working practices and football's reporting process to keep children safe. Doing background checks through the disclosure and barring service is mandatory for anyone working or volunteering in regulated activity with children. This helps identify and screen out anyone with a background, indicating that they may pose a risk of harm to children. Since 2004, we have checked almost 750,000 people. FA safeguarding courses are mandatory for FA qualified coaches, FA registered referees, club welfare officers and club committee members. This means more people in different roles understand and are empowered to act to keep children safe. FA training includes guidance for clubs and adults in football to keep children safe online, in clubs, on and off the pitch. The Safeguarding for All online course is free and open to everyone. It's a great place for parents and carers to start to understand how safeguarding works in football. If you're already involved in youth football, you should be familiar with safeguarding as part of your club and the wider game. If you're new to football, you should be hearing about safeguarding from your club. If a club hasn't shared anything about safeguarding, then it's right to ask questions to understand the steps they take to keep children safe. This should include welcome session for parents, carers and players, the club's safeguarding children policy, an introduction to the club's welfare officer where the club explains their role, shares contact details and what you can expect from them if there are concerns. Codes of conduct everyone adheres to with consequences if they don't. Parent or carer consent for a child to participate, covering things like photography and filming. Clear guidance on proper communication between under 18 players and adults, including the use of social media. Details of who will be working with your child and how they will communicate with you. If this isn't your experience this season, talk to the club's welfare officer and ask them why. If after trying to work with the club, you have any concerns about the club taking their responsibilities seriously, contact the County FA with your concerns. Clubs should be places where safeguarding is introduced to players, volunteers, parents and carers, and where people know what is expected, where behaviours that are acceptable are understood, where unacceptable behaviours are openly addressed, and where people know what to do and who to talk to if they have concerns. This season, clubs should also be carrying out regular risk assessments using the COVID-19 Safeguarding Risk Assessment Guidance provided by the FA. Parents or carers should support their clubs by working to understand COVID-19 measures and the key actions they should take to minimise risk. It's likely we will continue to see an increased reliance on online and digital resources by clubs and players, so ensuring children are safe in the online world is ever more important. There is useful additional guidance specifically for parents and carers to understand how to manage basic privacy settings and safeguards. People across the game work hard to keep children safe. There are clear and established structures and processes in place that have been built over 2 decades. To help keep your child safe in football, please make sure you know who your child's coach is. Ask if they are FA DBS checked and safeguarding trained. Put the name and contact details of your club's welfare officer in your phone. Be clear about acceptable and unacceptable behaviours at your child's club. Sign up and adhere to club codes of conduct. Help your child to understand their rights and know they can talk to you if they are worried about an adult's behaviour. Encourage your child to speak to you about anything that worries them, no matter how big or small. The FA takes safeguarding very seriously. There's more information available on the FA's website under Safeguarding. Children thrive and reach their potential when adults treat them with respect and fairness. By understanding and following safeguarding guidelines, we can create cultures where listening to children, ensuring the game is fun and inclusive, reporting concerns and acting appropriately allows children to play and enjoy a game they will all grow to love. Thank you for playing your part and continuing the conversation to keep children safe in football.